Hey, aloha kako. It's been a while. Sorry, just been small kind busy filming like a lot of really fun TikTok videos with the ʻŌlelo Loa or the House of Haloa gang over at Hawaii Community College. So if you aren't following them on any of their social medias, make sure to go do that because yeah, we have some pretty entertaining videos coming soon. But on another note, my brother and I finally made another new song and some of you guys might have seen the TikToks that we created about it. And if not, you can go check them out now. It's also streaming on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, wherever you stream your music, you'll find it there. And I small kind wanted to talk story today about the story behind that mele. Okay, so you guys know how in the first verse of the song there's me singing or telling that story about how I once had a kupuna scold me. So the truth is that whole verse was actually not something that happened directly to me, but it did happen to some of my close friends when we were in college. I think maybe it was for like Papo Ola Loa Hawaii like 102 or something like that, but we were assigned to do like a little hanakiaka or a skit. And so some of my group members, someone in the group had like I think it was like a job interview over at OHA or the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. So this is when I was back at Manoa. Anyway, so I didn't go with my friend to her job interview, but some of our other group members went. And while they were chilling in like I think it was the lobby area, they were practicing their dialogue or their lines for the hanakiaka. And I guess had one auntie in the room. Kikai. Okay, sorry, I had to stop the filming because there's this random child. Oh, this way. This is Kikai. Say aloha, Kikai. Yeah, sorry, that's my nephew. He wanted to jump in the video real fast. Okay, but anyways, back to the story. So my friends are practicing their dialogue in the lobby area of OHA, and had this one Anake who was listening to their conversation, and I guess she was not pleased with the ʻŌlelo that she was hearing because she recognized that it was what some people call the university dialect. You know, because it's still pretty like proper. It's not the way that you would ʻŌlelo with somebody just casually. So yeah, they were practicing, and this one auntie, she pretty much interrupted them. She started going off at them about how like they're not even speaking it right, and they're speaking like they're missionaries because they're not using T's and R's in the way that they speak. So yeah, this auntie was pretty much shaming them, telling my friends like it's a waste of time to learn the ʻŌlelo that you guys are trying to learn because the true ʻŌlelo is gone. And she said niʻihauin is the closest that we have to the traditional ʻŌlelo Hawaii. And yeah, she just said the kind of ʻŌlelo that we learn in the university is not real. And then, so I remember when my friends came back that day, we were all living together on the Hawaiian floor in Johnson Hall, and they were kind of sad because, you know, all of us are Kanaka, and we're just trying to relearn our language, and to have this elder come in and pretty much nuku them for even trying, it didn't make them feel good, and it kind of shook them up a little bit. And we were still just starting in our ʻŌlelo journey, so we thought that people would be happy for us, especially a kupuna, and it was something that kind of stayed with them for a while. They eventually did share this story with one of our kumu up there, and we had this like big conversation in our class about the language and colonialism and how our language did change, especially due to the missionaries. But we pretty much concluded that like it's better to have some form of ʻŌlelo Hawaii around rather than just to let it go completely. But yeah, the idea for the song came about a while ago, because in hindsight I used to think a lot about like the shame that I kind of felt when I started learning to ʻŌlelo Hawaii. And I recognized, especially hanging out with a lot of friends who were also on the same boat as me when we were all learning ʻŌlelo together, many of us did have that sense of shame. Like we really wanted to ʻŌlelo, but then we're also like super hila and maka'u to even like try. And yeah, there's just lots of internal obstacles that Kanaka face when we're trying to relearn our language, and I just thought it'd be cool to put all of that into a mele because, you know, it's not an emotion that I share alone. I know there are many Kanaka who also feel that sense of shame or maybe even guilt that we can't ʻŌlelo as well as like others can. And then I'm not going to speak on my brother's verse because that'll be for for him to talk about if he ever wants to talk about it. But we did want to make sure that it was a mele that was like had a good like groove or vibe or like a summer vibe, because you know it is summertime and the kind music that we grew up with. So again, I'm only gonna speak for myself. So I'm a big, if you guys don't already know, huge Janet Jackson fan, and one of her biggest albums, the Rhythm Nation 1814 album. So she had these like massive dance pop hits, but those big hits off that album were actually telling a deeper story and had some pretty good messages. So the fact that she had everybody like dancing around while she was singing about these kind of heavy things, I always thought that was super cool. So you know, this is kind of one of our attempts at trying to do something like that. Like, okay, we're gonna make this really good, like feel good song, but we're also sharing a message at the same time. So yeah, the overall message of the mele and kind of what I want to leave you guys with is to just, especially those of you who are still on your Ola Loa Hawaii journey, is to just ho'omau, or keep going, continue, and no give up. Just like we said in the song, yeah. And E Ola Ka ʻŌlelo, E Ola Ka ʻŌlelo, ya E Ola Loa.